Hello, Gecko Guy 31127 here. I'm going to be doing a couple parts on African fat-tailed geckos and how to care for them. So starting off, go ahead and pause it if you need to. Got the common name, scientific, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species all listed. Okay, so there's that picture. And like the name suggests, African fat-tailed geckos, they are from Africa. And right here is where they are. Okay, that red dot area, right around there, Western Africa. Okay, so a little introduction here. They're a little smaller than leopard geckos, but they are from the same subspecies, the eubepharan subspecies there. And the only thing different is their humidity. They need 45 to 60% humidity, but the same temperatures. This is what I like to do for temperatures. I like to keep them at 84 to 88 degrees, which is pretty good. I find that they're most active during that. Hot spot right underneath the bulb there should be 90. Okay, this is part 2 of Gecko Guy 31127's African fat-tailed gecko care videos. So let's talk about caging. You'll want at least 10 gallons minimum for a pair, but I think 10 gallons is enough for just one. But I have two. I'll show you them in a minute. This is a 20-gallon long, and you're going to need a couple hides since it's a bigger cage. One on the hot end, one on the cool end. I just had that one in the middle. You're going to need some water bowls. They're located at that back corner. I'll zoom in. Okay, so there's some bowls that you can barely see. I use that one as a worm dish. My sister made it for me out of clay. Okay, so there's the caging, so 10 gallons pretty much for one gecko. Lighting, you'll want, or heating, you'll want the 84 to 88. That's saying 89 right there, so that's okay. That's saying around 45, which is good. For substrate, you'll want to use wet paper towel, and this is why. They're just little hatchlings, so you don't want to use anything that's too loose, as the substrate will be eaten by them on accident. Alright, so there's my two little babies. Alright, this is part 3 of my African fat-tailed gecko care videos. And let's see, for size, hatchlings will be around 2.5 to 3 inches. These guys are just a little bit bigger than that. Hatchlings, right around that size. Males can be 7 to 8 inches. Females 5 to 6, and then they can reach 10 inches or more. But yeah, they can, but it's not rare and it's not common. The weight is around 3 grams for hatchlings, 50 grams as an average for males, and 40 to 45 for females. Housing, you don't want to put 2 males together as they will fight. And this generally goes for most gecko species. The lifespan is about 15 years. And since African fat-tailed geckos have claws, you'll want to worry about ground space rather than vertical space, because they can't climb on vertical walls. They can be housed with leopard geckos. The only problems you might see are shedding problems, because African fat-tailed geckos need higher humidity than leopard geckos. Yep, so that's the caging. Substrate, you don't want to put sand, bark, fish pebbles, and walnut shells in there, because that's easy for them to get impacted. So that's not good. I just use wet paper towels. Since they're hatchlings, I don't want them to eat any substrate. Look at them, they're running around. Alright, so this is African fat-tailed geckos. I'm going to talk about what they eat. So they can eat waxworms. You can see them wiggling around. This is basically, if you're not unfamiliar with waxworms, it's what a human's junk food is, like chips, ice cream, burgers, all that stuff. So these are really high in fat. Okay, and another thing are mealworms. It's basically like, I'm not sure, but it's got some protein, all that stuff. And also, they can eat crickets. So I'll show you my crickets. I just keep it in a $1 little Tupperware here. So let's see. So there's some crickets running around. Oh, all of them are like in that little corner that you can barely see. Okay, so that's feeding. I'll show you. I'll feed a couple to them. So let's aim it up here. Let's see if they're hungry. Alright, they usually are. So let's dump a few in. And just watch them go to town. Alright. Okay. Let's get the camera a little closer here. Oh, she just got one over there. Let's see, what is she going to go for next? Oh. Go get it, girly. Go get it, girly gecko. So I'll try to show you African fat-tails going after a waxworm here. They don't always go for it. Oh, she's thinking about it. Yep. Oh, there she goes. Beautiful. Not camera shy either. Okay, so that's how to feed them. Crickets, mealworms, waxworms. Waxworms, since it's junk food, basically for them. You don't want to give them a lot of it because it's unhealthy. And they'll get obese, and that's not good. And what's this one up to? Oh, she got one too. Okay, so African fat-tailed geckos care video. So you might be wondering, alright, they're pretty cool little geckos. How much is it going to cost me? Well, it all depends on your wallet. You can do it basic setups and just put them in a big Tupperware container, and then just put like a heat mat under it and just have little cheap hides. But for like cages and stuff, I actually bought this cage that you see right now from a friend of mine. It's an old aquarium, and I just bought it from him. I fixed it up, cleaned it out, painted the border with acrylic paint, and that was all for $10. And then paper towel I got for free because it's always laying around in my house. Then some of the decor I had extra, and then the hides, they're about $10 each. And then the food or water bowls over there were basically free, because some of it I already had laying around the house. That clay little worm dish, that is also free because my sister made it for me. So there's no really set price. It all depends on your wallet. And as much as the geckos cost, mine were just $35 each. They're the normal morph with the stripe, but some of them can be a couple grand, couple $100. It all depends on the morph, which is basically, think of it as a dog. There's not just one kind of dog, there's several different kinds of dogs, like huskies, Rhodesian Ridgebacks, golden retrievers, Labradors. There's not just one kind of dog. Same thing with African fat-tailed geckos. So I have the normal morph. There's albinos, there's whiteouts, which are expensive, and you can hear the frogs peeping over there, or the toads I should say. So yeah, you should go out and buy one. They're a lot of fun, really hardy animals.